Hey, what's up guys? So this is Usman back again with another video, and this time we're going to be reviewing the iPhone 7. So if you guys missed my last video, I am currently giving away one brand new iPhone 7 128GB. So if you guys want to see that giveaway, I'll have an annotation somewhere linked up here. Just click on that, it'll bring you to that video. Now for this video, we're going to be talking about the main differences this year, what Apple did. If you take a look at last year's 6S and 6S Plus, between the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 6S, there's a lot of key features that have been changed this year. Mainly the removal of the headphone jack. Now before we talk about that, let's take a quick look at a few key differences between the 7 and the 7 Plus. Now there's a lot of little differences between the camera between the 7 and the 7 Plus, mainly with the 7 Plus. So you're getting a dual system camera lens, just like on the HTC M8. I don't remember if you guys remember for a couple of years ago. So there's a couple of new tricks that you're gonna have on the iPhone 7 Plus. Right now they're not available just yet. The only thing Apple did include was switching between both lenses to zoom into an object. So you can go from 1x to 10x and you can zoom in really well. I tried out the feature. I actually liked it because you get a lot of little details on something like, I'm taking a picture right here of the iPhone 7, and you can actually zoom into the fine print of the iPhone, where it was processed, where it was made, with the serial number, and I can really see the details in the fine print, so I can even see the serial number on the phone. So now moving on to the iPhone 7, mainly the big difference that everybody's talking about is the removal of the headphone jack. Now Apple's pushing a big change here by removing the headphone jack, because this is a port that's been here for a very long time, and every smartphone that comes out from like forever has included this port. Some people are not a big fan of the wireless headphones because it drains your battery, and on top of that you have to keep charging those wireless headphones, which is another item that you'll have to charge at the end of the night. Other than that, Apple did mention that by removing the headphone jack, they were able to pack much more features into your iPhone 7. If you take a look at the home button now, it's actually a taptic button. Just like on the MacBook Pro, the trackpad, it's actually a little magnet that's in between the home button and the glass. So when you press on it, you get a taptic engine that gives you feedback on your press. Now, I didn't actually like it. I prefer actually a physical home button, but it takes some time to get used to. Now moving on to the last feature that the iPhone 7 actually had that I was a really big fan of is the water resistance. So finally Apple actually put this into their iPhone 7, and it's actually really well, because if you drop your phone in the toilet, which doesn't happen to a lot of people, but it could happen to you. It happened to me a couple of times. So that's a really good thing that it'll protect you from. You don't have to get their Apple Care protection, which you have to dish out an extra $120, especially here in Canada, if you want to replace your iPhone 7. This is a very good feature to have. I've had it on my Galaxy S7, I've had it on other Android devices, but I've always wanted to see it on the iPhone 7. So that's a really good thing that Apple implemented here, and I was really happy to see that. So this year with the iPhone 7, the design is actually not that different from the 6S, but there are some few key differences. Mainly, the antenna lines are gone, especially on the iPhone 7 Jet Black Edition and the Matte Black. You actually cannot even see any antenna lines there. Now if you really want the Gold Edition or the Rose Gold or the Silver Edition, you will see those antenna lines, but they're still at the top of the phone instead of being on the sides. First off, you're getting Apple's brand new A10 Fusion processor, and the way it works is actually pretty cool. So if you're browsing the web, or you're looking at your emails, or you even text messaging people, the two cores on the iPhone were low-powered cores, basically, will use less battery and will be able to perform those tasks for you. But if you're gaming or watching a video or streaming Netflix, the two other cores will kick in and give you that extra boost that you need. Now other than that, you're also getting a 12 megapixel camera. This is not the same as last year's 6S. I actually tested both out. You're getting a bit better picture quality on the iPhone 7. Colors are warmer, they pop out more, and you could actually tell the difference. So lastly, I'm going to give you guys my personal opinion of what I liked about the phone and what I didn't like about the phone. So it really comes down to the pros and cons. So pros, it has a beautiful design, especially if you get the Jet Black or the Matte Edition. So another pro is that you're getting a beautiful 7 megapixel front-facing shooter, which is not a lot of smartphones have good selfie cameras. So I'll give that to the iPhone. And also even the back shooter is actually a very good camera I've seen. It doesn't compare to the Galaxy Note 7. And the last pro I have about this is iOS 10. I actually really liked iOS 10 this year. The software really works well with the hardware of the phone, and everything runs smoothly. I went from gaming to even looking at texting people, multiple people, and browsing the web at the same time, and I have not seen a single lag. And software updates on the iPhone is always on time. You're always getting the latest software, so I really like that about the iPhone. And because I have a Mac, the best thing to do is that when you get a call, you get it on your Mac, you have iMessage iMessage, you see it on your Mac. So that's really cool, and I really give thumbs up to Apple for that. Now let's move on to the cons. The biggest con I've had on this iPhone 7 is pretty much what you guys are probably thinking too, the removal of the headphone jack. Now Apple's pushing a very big change here, and I don't know, I think this is quite dangerous for them because it's something that's very premature, and a lot of people are not sold already into the ecosystem of wireless headphones. Now you only have two options if you remove the headphone jack. Either you get lightning headphones or you get brand new wireless headphones. So either way, you're getting brand new headphones, or you're gonna have to buy an adapter, which is kind of annoying because if you want to go around carrying your laptop, your phone, your charger, your laptop charger, now dongles, it gets kind of bulky in your bag and you could easily lose it. So it's not something that I really would recommend for a manufacturer to do at this point in time. Maybe in the future we might see that from other manufacturers too, because the future is wireless connectivity. But in 2016, I don't think so. It's too soon. It's just like on the MacBook Pro where they introduced the USB Type-C. Now, second con I had on the iPhone 7 was the design. Now, since it is a new iPhone 7, I would expect Apple to implement a brand new design. And the design on the iPhone 7, it is good. It is a very good design, only if you have the matte black or the jet black edition. But that's relative. And it's also the same thickness as the last year's iPhone 6s. I could buy iPhone 6s and give me almost the same look, minus the headphone jack. Now, let's move on to the last con. And my final con, which is probably the biggest con that I was really disappointed with after the headphone jack, was the battery life. In 2016, where they're pushing wireless headphones and they're pushing also other things where it uses up the battery very fast, I would expect to have a bigger battery in the iPhone 7, but that was not the case. They did increase the battery by a little bit, but not to the point where you could push wireless headphones on this device. It's actually a deal breaker because your phone's going to be dying constantly, especially if you get an Apple Watch, you have a wireless headphone, a lot of these things connected together on your iPhone, your battery is going to die really quickly. Now in my test with my Huawei watch and my wireless headphones, this phone lasted me about 6 hours before I needed a full charge. Now compare this to my OnePlus 3, this lasts me a whole day with my Huawei watch connected and even my Jaybird Bluetooth headphones, which in Android, which I really like, is that it's smart enough to know when I'm not using the headphones, the Bluetooth will be on low power mode, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty much it. Now if you want to buy an iPhone because you have an iPhone 6s, I wouldn't really recommend it, but if you're coming for an iPhone 5s or something even earlier, I would definitely go ahead and get an iPhone 7. It is a really big upgrade for you, but for someone coming from an iPhone 6s, it doesn't seem like it's a big upgrade. You're getting pretty much the last year's features. 3D touch is already there on the 6s, and you have a headphone jack, which is a big plus. So if you like our content that we're delivering, please make sure to share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to watch our last week's video where we just did a giveaway of the brand new iPhone 7. I'm also giving away a bunch of other items, so make sure to like, share, and subscribe as well, because to enter to that giveaway, you need to do those things. And see you guys in the next video.